All right, UFC fight fans, good to have you with us for our fight announcement for UFC Fight Night coming up June 13th in Vegas with the approval of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. And I am now joined by the hardest working man in show business, UFC President Dana White. You don't strike me as a guy who needs like 8 hours of sleep a night. Because if you do, I don't know how you get them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but before we started this, I was sitting here yawning. So maybe I need to get 8 hours tonight. I don't know.
All right, well, let's reveal the card, and then we'll get some thoughts from you on the main event and the co-main event. First, we will show you the prelims. These will be yours next Saturday, June 13th, live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. You see bottom of your screen, Jordan Griffin versus Derek Minner. Great one at flyweight, Ryan Benoit versus Tyson Nam. Julia Avila versus Gina Mazzani. Charles Rosa out of American Top Team making a quick return here against Kevin Aguilar. And your featured prelim bout, Maria Agapova versus Melissa Gatto. Those are the prelims. Now we get to the main card, a 9 p.m. start. A couple highlights. Good one at featherweight. Andre Touchy-Feely taking on Charles Air Jordan. At bantamweight, Jordan Espinosa. He's ranked at flyweight, but he moves up to take on Mark De La Rosa. Absolutely killer co-main event, which we will get to, between Carl Roberson and Marvin Vettori. And eventually all roads lead to the flyweight main event between Jessica Ai and Cynthia Calvillo. So, Dana, we'll start right there. Cynthia moving up to 125 pounds. She's had a lot of success as a strawweight. What are your thoughts on her moving up to 125?
Yeah, it's interesting. She's making this move. I know she's had, a lot of trouble making that other weight, and this might be better for her. Why not test it out? And especially getting a shot like this against the number one contender in the division, it's the right move for her.
And we're going to talk to Cynthia here in about 5 minutes. You mentioned the number one contender, Jessica Ai. She looked outstanding, I thought, against Viviane Araujo back in December. What do you think a win over Calvillo does for her stock if she can get this?
Yeah, listen, Calvillo's very respected in the top 10, at strawweight, and Jessica needs to start putting together some wins against credible people again to get herself back into title contention. Stylistically, this should be a very fun fight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it plays out over potentially 25 minutes. So got to talk to you quickly on the co-main event before we spin this thing forward, because this fight really jumps off the card for a lot of people. There's heat on this matchup at middleweight. Carl Roberson and Marvin Vettori, as you well know, were supposed to fight in Jacksonville. Carl was hospitalized. Marvin not happy. There was a little altercation. Not too bad when there's heat on a fight, and this one certainly qualifies.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, there's a lot of fights that, the guys talk smack and then there's heat. They saw each other and then the fight sucks. That will not be the case with this fight. Vettori is so fun to watch fight. This guy goes for it. He goes for the finish in every fight. And Carl Robinson is the same way. Both of these guys fight exactly the same way. And this should be, if I was doing, if you don't know, now you know. Yeah. But this is the co-main event, so you should know. But this is a fight that has the potential for a fight of the night or performance of the night award.
Yeah, no doubt. Marvin went 15 hard minutes with Israel Adesanya, as many of our viewers know, and he wants that rematch in the worst way, but he gets Carl Roberson June 13th. Before we get to UFC 250 and this huge main event, obviously, with Amanda Nunes and Felicia Spencer, just want to get a thought or two on Gilbert Durinho Burns. I just saw him here at the Host Hotel. Obviously, his brother's competing this weekend, but a huge win for him against Tyron Woodley. And just curious how you think he stacks up now with the top of this welterweight division.
Yeah, I was excited about that fight going into it because I knew that he would be aggressive. I knew that he would push Woodley. And, the question wasn't, what would Gilbert Burns do? The question was, which Tyron Woodley would show up? The one that is explosive and lets his hands go and murders you, or the one we saw last weekend. Burns looked incredible. I think the guy is unbelievably well-rounded. No matter where the fight goes, if you want to stand up, he can stand up. He's got knockout power. If you want to wrestle, he can wrestle. If you want to go to the ground, his ground game is unbelievable. The guy is dangerous anywhere the fight goes. So, when you look at the top 5 guys in the world, from Edwards to Masvidal, Colby Covington, Usman, any of those fights are fun fights with Burns.
Yeah, 170 pounds has never been more top heavy and deeper than it is right now. All right, before we let you go, so UFC 250, Amanda Nunes, Felicia Spencer. We sat down with both athletes today. I'm so excited to see what Spencer can do with this opportunity. I mean, she beats Amanda. She effectively changes her life forever, you know?
100% she does. And the crazy thing about this is, I think that Nunes is the GOAT. And you look at all the people she's beaten, not just who she beat, but how she beat them. And a lot of people, when people want to, be derogatory about the women's division, they're always like, well, women don't have that one punch knockout power, and women don't knock people out. She does. She knocks you out with one punch. And, she's knocked out the best of the best. She submitted the best of the best. If it goes to the ground, she can do that too. But in this business, anybody can win on any given night. And when you are the world champion and you are the best, everybody is studying to beat you. Right. So you cannot go in there with that mindset. You have to stay on top of your game. You have to stay busy, and you have to come in and perform every single time.
Incredibly, Nunes trying to win an 8th straight UFC championship fight, 11th straight overall. You can see it live on ESPN Plus pay-per-view Saturday night. My man, I appreciate a few minutes. We'll see you on Saturday, if not sooner, okay?
Thanks for having me.
All right, there he is, UFC President Dana White.